Maurizio Pochettino and Chelsea have parted ways. Yes, people, what is going on? I'm back making content. Let's get straight into this one. Mouricio Pochettino leaving Chelsea Football Club is a shock to some, not a shock to others. There is very much mixed reactions around this. Now, the mutual agreement to leave, I think, has very much been about the philosophy and the direction in which they believe the club needs to go. And I think this could be a problem going forward for whoever comes in as manager. Let's go into Poch just very quickly. I've got his program from the very first game when he was at Chelsea against Liverpool, opening home game of the season. Just going to go and find his page. I believe it's right at the start. Here it is. Right. I just want to read you this very quickly. I want to thank all the supporters for the fantastic reception that you have given us so far. And now I cannot wait to see you all for the first time at Stamford Bridge. There's clearly excitement to be Chelsea manager. This is obviously 9 months ago. You deserve a team that competes every week, that gives everything to the shirt, and for the fans and for Chelsea Football Club. And we want to give you a team that you can be proud of. Now, I do believe over the last 9 months that it started off poorly, but Mouricio Pochettino has helped us build a team that Chelsea fans can be proud of. There is a lot to be excited about in this team. There really is. And that is also partly due to the ownership as well. They have done very well in terms of signing certain players. Cole Palmer, for example. Christopher Nkunku, unfortunately, injured for a large chunk of the season, but he's come back in the game against Brighton. He goes and gets a goal. Chelsea fans really get that sense of belief that he's going to go and be a player for them. Someone like Caicedo really coming into form now. Enzo, Gallagher, Chalobah, Thiago Silva obviously finishing his European football career at Chelsea as well. Obviously, that's devastating news that he is leaving or he's gone. But I think there's so many tick boxes that need to try and be executed by this new manager. I do think that any manager will struggle. I do. And I think that Chelsea need to look at going in a different direction altogether. Now, they believe that the different direction is to go for a young... I'm going to just read this from Fabrizio Romano so I get it correct. A modern, dynamic manager who wants to focus on offensive football, possession-based, improve the team defensively, and trust young talent. That's what Fabrizio Romano has said. And I think that it's too much to ask of a young manager, to be honest with you. But that's the route they want to go down. I'm seeing McKenna get mentioned. I'm seeing Thomas Frank get mentioned. I know he's not young, but young enough in terms of the managerial game. I'm also seeing other people mentioned. I'm seeing his name's escaped me, but the Leicester manager. I'm seeing a few people being mentioned, and I don't know if that's what Chelsea Football Club need right now. We're back into Europe. The aim for Poch 3 months ago was to go and get Europa League football, and Chelsea are in touching distance of it now. Man United need to lose the cup final, and Europa League football is Chelsea's. That is how close we are. Man City need to beat Man United. This should be a foregone conclusion. So Chelsea should be in Europa League football. So Poch has delivered on that. I believe that he's got something going at Chelsea, and I think that he's trusted young talent. I think that we have been a club that has been offensive minded. Yes, we could be better defensively. I do think there's a couple of things that do need to improve, but I feel like this new manager is going to have a real tough job of navigating their own philosophy, the club's philosophy, and the fans' philosophy about how Chelsea Football Club improves and we all start to push in the right direction. And I think that's an incredibly hard job. And going back from what Poch said in the initial matchday programme that he wants to make a team that we are all proud of. And I believe that he has done that. I do believe that Mouricio Pochettino has made us proud to be Chelsea fans again. Because I know for a while last season we weren't. In that back end of the season under Frank, 1 win in 11 games. It was not beautiful. It was not pretty. It was hard. They also tried to go for a young, attractive manager in Graham Potter, and look how that worked out. There is a lot of moving parts in this, and I don't quite know if Chelsea's ownership group are aware of how big of a task it's going to be to find someone who's going to fit into all those different boxes. To find someone to manage Chelsea Football Club will be easy, But to find the right and the most successful person for Chelsea Football Club is going to be very, very difficult. It'll be easy because Chelsea will pay whoever it is money. Money is coming in. So if you look at someone like Kieran McKenna, for example, he comes to Chelsea, gets sacked after 5 minutes. He's got that financial security. He can take that. I don't believe he's that sort of a person. I think he wants to try and take Ipswich into the Premier League and do that properly. I think if a bigger club came up during the season, I think that he might be tempted to go then. But I believe at the start of the season, unless it was a big financial packet, I do believe that he will stay as an Ipswich manager. But the fact that they're looking into managers like that, it makes me think about who else is out there. What other managers are out there that could go and do that same sort of thing? And that's where I'm starting to draw a blank because I can't see others. Now, it's obvious they want to try and go for a Arteta, a Xabi Alonso-esque sort of deal. You go for a young and promising manager who wants to come up with all these things. And maybe, just maybe, we find someone who actually goes, yeah, I'm going to go and do this. I'm going to follow the club's philosophy. The players they've got are already brilliant. I might want to tweak one or two, but nothing major. And that's enough. I don't know who that person is. I don't believe you know who that person is. Time will tell. I'm looking forward to seeing who it is because it's my football club and I want to know what's going on. But I believe that when you're completely ruling out people like Thomas Tuchel, Antonio Conte, Jose Mourinho, Hansi Flick, those people apparently are completely out of the conversation. It does start to ask the question, and it asks the question to players as well. What are you going to react to? Because the players love Poch. You could tell they love Poch. I think at times they loved him too much, but they loved him. And I think you're going to have to try and find that balance, which isn't going to be an easy thing for Chelsea. And it also then comes down to money as well. Because, of course, the money has to be right for whoever comes in. Now, I think Chelsea are in a good position to find a manager, not a great one. The squad is good, not great. We still need a couple of improvements. But also the squad is going to get worse before it gets better because we have to sell homegrown talent. Realistically, you're looking like who was your captain for the whole year in Conor Gallagher. He looks like he will unfortunately have to leave to try and recoup some of the money that has been spent. I don't believe that's the right idea. The one I'm more annoyed about is Trevor Chalobah because you're already losing Thiago Silva and you're now losing another centre-half as well. So you've essentially got Dasasi, Badiashile, Colwill, Wesley Fofana. Well, if the new manager wants to go and play a three at the back, which would help us defensively, you already only then got one sub. You could maybe argue Gilchrist could go across and be the right hand side centre back, but that's hypothetically. There's a lot of opportunity at Chelsea, but there is also a lot of room for error as well, and that will scare a lot of people away. And I think that this difficult balancing act is going to be one that a lot of people won't touch because it's a poison chalice in certain people's eyes. Now, I think that time will tell and we'll get there and we'll get over the line and all these cliche things, of course. But in the middle of it all, you've got Mouricio Pochettino, who's actually done a very good job for Chelsea, got to his targets, got us to a cup final. Yes, we should have gone and won that cup final. But there has been progress that's been made, and I don't think the progress can be overlooked. It's going to be very difficult now for Chelsea to find a manager that believes in everything that the ownership want. Again, there's 6 different things: dynamic manager, offensive football, possession, improve the team defensively, trust young talent. There's a lot. There's a lot to deal with, and I think that we might need to lower our expectations slightly for next season. But realistically, this is Chelsea Football Club as well. We've been in the Europa League twice in the last 10 years, and we've won it both times. We should be looking at winning the Europa League again. That should be that next step. Now, if that's the case, I want a manager with European pedigree. That would be my personal choice. And I don't think that's what Chelsea are going to get. They're going to go younger. They're going to go a bit more attractive. But realistically, I think that's a massive area that Chelsea could improve on, is just trying to find that right balance, because I don't believe they currently are. But that's my opinion. That's where I'm at. First video back. It might be a little bit sketchy. It does feel good to be back. I am going to be doing more videos. I've just had an ACL reconstruction. So I am at home with a lot of time on my hands. I'm going to try and do what I can to make some content. Thank you very much for watching. If you're new around here, make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell. So if I do upload again, which I'm pretty sure I will, you'll be one of the first people to know, and we can start to build something. I also want to collaborate with other people as well. So if you're watching this saying, oh, it's good to see Craig go back, please do let me know. I can jump on streams. I can do whatever I potentially can. Let's try and get this back to where it used to be. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe. Thank you, Mouricio Pochettino, for everything you've done for Chelsea Football Club. This is going to be an interesting few months. Let's finish on that.